The Bible verse that helped me when I felt forgotten by everyone. There's a certain kind of loneliness that doesn't come from being alone. It comes from feeling forgotten. Forgotten by friends who stopped calling, by family who grew distant, by people who once said they'd always be there, but quietly drifted away. You scroll past their lives, smiling, growing, celebrating, and wonder when you stopped being part of the picture. It doesn't happen all at once. Just one small silence after another, until one day, you find yourself asking, would anyone notice if I just faded into the background? I've asked that question more than once. Not out loud, just in the quiet, when the room feels too big, and your name hasn't been spoken in a while. I didn't need a spotlight. I just wanted to feel remembered. And one night, while flipping through pages I barely had the strength to read, I found a verse I had seen a dozen times before. But this time, it didn't feel like I was reading it. It felt like it was reaching for me. Can a mother forget the baby at her breast, and have no compassion on the child she has born? Though she may forget, I will not forget you. Isaiah 49 verse 15. The verse stopped me, not because it was loud, but because it spoke to the exact place that hurt. Though she may forget, I will not forget you. I didn't need theology. I didn't need answers. I just needed to know I still existed in someone's heart. And somehow, in that one sentence, I did. I will not forget you. Not, I'll come back when you're useful again. Not, I'll remember you when others do. Just a steady voice that had never stopped whispering, even when I couldn't hear it. You are still seen, still held, still mine. I had been measuring my value by how much I showed up in other people's lives. But God reminded me, I had never stopped showing up in His. Even if they forget, I won't. In a world that forgets fast, that line felt like a lifeline. Not dramatic, just faithful. And sometimes, that's all we really need. There was a stretch of time when my phone barely rang. No, how are you? No invitations. Just silence. At first, I made excuses for everyone. They're busy. They'll reach out soon. It's not personal. But over time, the silence stopped being circumstantial and started to feel personal. I showed up in their milestones, celebrated their wins, checked in when they posted something sad. But no one seemed to check in with me. I remember sitting by my window one evening, watching the sun go down behind a quiet sky, and whispering out loud, did I do something wrong? Or did I just stop mattering? It wasn't a dramatic moment, just a tired one. Tired of feeling invisible. Tired of giving without being remembered. And that night, not out of habit, but out of desperation, I opened my Bible. I didn't know what I was looking for. I just needed something, or someone, to acknowledge that I still existed. And that's when I saw it. Though she may forget, I will not forget you. The words sat on the page, like a hand on my shoulder. It wasn't a promise to fix everything, just a reminder that I hadn't disappeared. Not in the places that mattered most. In a world that had moved on. God hadn't. He still saw me, still loved me, still called me by name. That verse didn't bring my friends back. It didn't fill my phone with messages, or magically make anyone remember me. But it gave me something even deeper. A shift in where I place my worth. I used to think I only mattered when someone else made space for me, in their time, their stories, their circles. But slowly, I began to understand. I am not valuable because I am remembered. I am remembered because I am valuable. God's remembrance is not like the world's. He doesn't forget when you're quiet, or when you stop producing, or when you fade into the background. He doesn't need reminders, because He never left. I will not forget you. That line stopped being a verse on paper, and started becoming a truth I could lean into. I didn't have to earn His attention. I didn't have to be loud to be seen. I didn't have to be useful to be held. Even when people drift, God stays. Even when you feel invisible, God sees. And even when it feels like your story has paused, He is still writing. That was the lesson. Not that I needed more attention, but that I had never lost His. If you've ever felt forgotten, like your presence doesn't ripple anymore, like your name has quietly fallen off the list of people they think about, I want you to know, you are still known, even when no one texts first, even when the silence stretches too far, even when the people you once held close slowly fade into memory. God has never stopped thinking of you. I will not forget you. That's not a wish, not a comfort phrase. It's a promise, spoken by the one who never needed a calendar reminder to call your name. You don't have to be loud to be loved. You don't have to be surrounded to be seen. You are remembered, not occasionally, but eternally. If this story found you in a quiet moment, I invite you to subscribe to Hush Journal. This is a space for those who feel overlooked, the ones who stay soft in a world that moves on fast. Here, we tell stories that don't shout, but speak straight to the heart. You are not forgotten, and you never will be. We'll be right here, in the quiet, whenever you need someone to whisper your name back to you.